You're the exit. She brandishes her scythe before me. Okay. Wait, is that curve thing that we've been seeing this whole time? You know, I just thought that was something like hanging there. Now that I think about it and look, you know, a little bit closer, she does look like she's holding on to it. You know, I just thought it was just something hanging there. I wouldn't have actually thought, oh, that's a scythe.
I reap your lifespan and you go back.
Oh, sounds kind of bloody. you freaking kill me here, and then you go back? I could feel a cold sweat running down the back of my neck. Her words felt heavy, and within them hid a simple message. Time's up.
That is the price to pay for using this library. If one could write their own story, they'd surely live forever. So we collect on your time to ensure you don't live longer than you're supposed to.
So you're not actually killing him outright, but you're shortening his life? Wait, that's not fair. I didn't know.
Since you didn't know, I'll only be taking a minute of your lifespan this time.
Okay. So coming to this library equals paying your life, pretty much. Well, how long are you allowed to stay in the library then? I mean, if you're gonna risk the rest of your life for it, you might as well stay as long as you can.
Next time, however long you spend in a book is how long I'll read.
Oh, okay. So what happens if you go over your amount of time? You can't read any more books? Is that how this works? Like if I go into one that's too long of a story? Because you look at it this way, some stories could span hundreds of years. Or thousands. Like, if I experience all that's going on in such a thing. Am I skipping around in it? And then you're gonna reap me and I don't even get to finish the book? And I could see a thin white cloud begin to emanate from my chest. Is this my soul?
Don't worry. This is painless.
She's gonna take a minute of our life. Well, it's only a minute. A minute's not much. The girl dressed as a reaper brought her scythe down across my chest and everything began to go dark. Is this what it felt like when she died too? And we're gonna wake up in our room? Oh no, now where are we? This isn't our room either. A classroom? Right. It's the first day back. I must have dozed off. It's not like I'm able to get that much sleep anyways, but the monotone this professor is using would put anyone out. Yeah, I've fallen asleep in class in college before. Even the people who've survived this long look pretty close to falling asleep. Oh, who's this girl? Except her, I guess. She's putting down notes like him reading. She's putting down notes. She's putting down notes like him reading directly off the syllabus will reveal the meaning of life to her. Okay. Alright. I feel that could be worded a little bit differently. And she looks a little troubled, though. Like, the longer I look, the more I get the impression that she really doesn't want to be here right now. I mean, same, but there's one guy off in the corner trolling. Another girl is on her phone, not even paying attention. Well, what I would do is, if you brought your laptop or something in, just record it. Just in case you do fall asleep. Or it's so boring you can't pay attention, but you need to go back to it so you still have it. Not like I can find fault in her when I'm sleeping in class. I should probably at least try to focus for now. Or so I told myself. My mind kept wandering back to the pact I made in that library. That was, without a doubt, real. I've got the diary I wrote in to prove it. At first I thought I was so desperate to see her again that I dreamt up a way to do so. But at least I'm not that pathetic. The diary from the day is real enough, so I've got no choice but to keep writing in it. Oh, it's the professor. Although, looks like we're out of time. See you all next class. Finally, I'm free. It's not like I had something to do, but that class is just mentally exhausting. Since I didn't really have anywhere else to go, I decided to go exploring. I'm Felix, a student at Lilia Matsumoto University, or Lil U for short. Lil U? Lil U. Look at a nice little fountain there. Some people call the school Lima as well, but it really depends on where you came from. This campus has a large international presence, but whether it's melting pot or a mosaic is up to debate. Is it a mosaic? As for me, I enjoy meeting people from all different walks of life, as well as seeing new things. I wish more people in university were that. All I hear these days is people not wanting to hear things or different perspectives. They get mad if you offend them. They only want to see things as long as it doesn't offend them. They don't have open-minded. They're not open-minded people. Speaking of seeing new things, I like finding spots that nobody else visits. I'd say it's sort of a talent of mine by this point. Considering that I'm not a guest of an interdimensional library, maybe it's less of a talent and more of a boon. Mima used to leave deciding date spots to me. Oh, leave. Since I'd take her places she wouldn't have thought of otherwise. Okay. So she used to leave the dating spots that they would go to him. Oh. Though, even if I found a place worth visiting, she usually came up with the things we do there. So you find somewhere, she'd make the decisions on what goes on. Once I found an aquarium, so she picked out the place we'd stop to eat, and another place nearby to visit afterwards. Oh, alright, I was thinking like they would actually do at the location, but it sounds like places you would do around the location, or as you're traveling to and from the location. Compared to her hard-working way of finding places to visit, mine might just be luck after all. Mima. All I can think about is her. How am I going to build a relationship with someone else like this? Is that music? It sounds like it's coming from next door. But I heard the liberal arts classes moved out of that building ages ago. Nobody's been using those classrooms for years. Maybe it's a ghost. Oh no, a ghost. I'll have to check it out. I'm getting closer. Man, I wish the lights were still work. Oh, still worked? Think we got a slight thing that needs to change. There. Still working. You know, now that I can hear it better, whoever's playing it is good. Really good. Ghosts or no ghosts, I think it'd haunt me more not knowing who it is. Maybe just a peek. Maybe it's that girl. Yeah, wait. Why is she crying? What the hell? Looks like there's tears coming from her. I just thought, like, you know, even before I showed it, I'm like, maybe it's that one girl you seen. Wait, was she dressed in that when we saw her earlier? Hey, isn't that the girl from earlier? I think she is. She really can do everything, huh? Wait, is she crying? Huh? Why did she stop? Maybe she noticed you. Oh, right. Of course, it'd be hard to play while crying. She's restarting the song, but this time she seems a bit more focused. I feel like I shouldn't be seeing this, but should I really just leave her in this sort of state? Well, you can just sit back and enjoy. Whether she notices you there or not, who knows? She stopped again. A lot more quickly this time, too.
Huh?
Oh, she did notice. Huh?
Sorry. I didn't think this room was in use. I'll go.
He's not using the room. He just heard you, that's all. She grabbed her bag hurriedly. You don't have to do that. I was just... Wait a... And she's gone. Oh, she must be kind of shy. What's the piano doing in here? Maybe this is the girl he built a relationship with. I think that's the fastest I've ever seen anyone pick up their stuff. Well, except that notebook she dropped. She must have been in such a hurry she didn't notice. Well, there's a reason to go meet her again. You have a notebook to return. There's a name on the cover. Well, is it her name? Yuria. Hey, Yuria, you dropped something. I ran around the empty halls until I was out of breath, but I had no idea where she's gone. Probably back home. Something I should consider doing. After you've returned it to her tomorrow, I mean, if she's in the same class as you, you should be able to meet her again. For now, I think I'll hold on to this notebook. I can always give it back in class in 2 days. That's what I was thinking, man. Even if you couldn't find her at this moment. I would keep it on you, though, for the next time you're on campus. Unless you live on campus. You know, just in case you come across her. You know, you see her while you're doing a different class or something. I'm not exactly finished exploring for the day, so... I think I'll keep it up. Let's see. I've heard there's a new computer science building that might be worth checking out. I think there's even a gaming room that was funded by the school. A gaming room? Well, Lil U doesn't have a football team. We do have an esports team. Not that I'm good enough to join or anything. Yeah, I've never really been into esports. I mean, I can see why some people might be interested in such things, but I do like, you know, when I play multiplayer games, aiming for winning and stuff. I mean, of course you gotta have fun, but doing it as an actual competitive sport, nah, I think, you know, it's cool for those who do like that stuff, but I feel that when it comes to the actual game developers and stuff, it can at times be a hindrance to everyone else's experience. Because they change things in games, not for the actual players, the rest of the players, but for the esports in mind. which not everyone is playing that game for esports. So it's one of the reasons they censored the new Grand Blue Fantasy fighting game. Esports was one of the reasons given. And it's one of some of the shit that the last Dead or Alive was put in a few of their things. Even though I don't even think it succeeded in esports based stuff. And I think it's one of the reasons Street Fighter V released a piece of shit state it did. They wanted to get into esports stuff. And aiming for esports isn't always the best thing for everyone else. I make my way to the top of the new CS building, curious as to what's inside. Well, the building has a modern design to it, which makes sense for a CS department. I find that many of the rooms are still under construction, except for one particular door on the far end of the hallway. Oh, okay. I'm like, was that the door? I'm like, what on earth? That has a lot of slapping there. Creeping open the door, I am assaulted by the rhythmic sounds of fingers clicking against keys, then a sudden silence that is preceded by a faint, poutish sigh and the dramatic flipping of pages. Sitting in the far back corner of the computer lab is where I spout a turf of brilliant pink hair done up in a messy braid. As I make my way to her desk, I see a small girl, hunched over her desk, covered in piles of books, loose papers, a pair of comically large glasses resting on her scrunched up button nose. I don't think she notices me quite yet, judging by how deeply intrigued she seems to be in her work. Her royal purple eyes scan the pages back and forth, glistening like amethystite, ejected for only a moment before reclaiming a glint of determination. I feel almost hesitant to interrupt her. She was more a force of nature now rather than some girl. I could almost see the gears spinning in her head. Is he going to be like multiple girls here? And he's got to make a relationship with one of them? Nevertheless, I give out a small cough to announce my presence. A small cough, huh? There's a pause, her eyes shooting up to match mine. I can't help but notice an embarrassed flush begin to sprawl over her cheeks, along with a sort of deer in the headlight thing is wrong deer is used there. Expression her wide eyes seem to capture. Wait a minute. Isn't this girl
Felix?
Nia? Do we know this girl? What on earth was that? I don't know if that was from the game. Might have been from something else. I don't think, maybe it was from the web browser. I do have the web browser open. I didn't think I would have anything that would make noise, though. Nia?
Felix! Is that you?
At a loss for words, I helplessly shrugged my shoulders and let out a small laugh. Yeah, it sure is. After all this time, she hasn't changed a bit. My childhood friend, Nia Everhart.
It's been so many years, hasn't it? I can hardly remember what she looks like. I can't believe of all the places and all the schools I would see you here.
We just happened to come across each other. Childhood friend, is he going to get closer to her? Nia's voice beamed, radiating that positive Nia energy I've missed from days long past. And with her every word she spoke, I could feel the long years between us vaporize into thin air.
This is amazing! This is beyond amazing. In fact, what are the odds?
Well, it depends. I don't know if this is in the same school that the same city that you guys grew up in or what. It's probably a high probability if it's the same location.
This can't be a mere coincidence. No. I think it's something more.
It is destiny! She pauses for a moment before a mischievous smile stretches across her lips.
You were sent here to help me by someone, weren't you?
No, we weren't. What would we be helping with?
You must have been told that I was up here, clocking away by my lonesome.
I don't think it is, no.
Actually, I think you've managed to come just in time. I was just about to finish compiling this program, and with any bit of luck, you'll be able to check out my latest creation.
With the flare of her arms and a dramatic press of a key, the computer's fans blare and the monitor flickered. Strings of data, text, numbers, and symbols I couldn't even begin to understand flew through a black window on the screen. The fans were blaring so loud that I was convinced that the whole thing would take off and fly through the roof. I shouldn't glance over to Nia. She seemed to just as worried at me until finally the machine let out its final cry, falling into a silence, the monitor blaring a defeated error screen. No, what is she doing? I'm just imagining the computer going, ah! Bright white text winked across the monitor. Oh, look at that. That's so cute. Error. Oh, the picture that they're using right there is so cute. It's a little tear. Oh, she's looking back. I look back at Nia, whose hands are helplessly drawn in the air, tears swelling in her eyes, at such an utter defeat. If it makes you feel any better, I'm just as surprised as you. Finally, Nia breaks, falling against her desk, her voice muffled by her sleeves.
It's so unfair. I was so close this time. I keep making mistakes.
Well, usually when I get stuck on something, I take a break. I uselessly suggest, unsure of how to proceed.
But I'm so close to figuring it out.
Oh, maybe if you explain what just happened to me, you'll get an answer.
Yeah, maybe. Like rubber duck programming. Hey.
I'm not going to quack for you.
I wasn't going to ask that.
I figured. So what's going on here?
Well, you see, this computer runs on a 32-bit operating system, but the one I use at home runs on a 64-bit operating system, which means that whenever I try to run large integer computations...
Why is it still running on 32-bit? She goes on. And on. And on. And on. Really, I didn't understand a single word she said. She's talking so fast that I have to actively concentrate on keeping up with whatever she's saying, her voice almost trailing off towards the end of her long-winded ramble. When she finally does slow down, her cheeks are even brighter than ever, and she looks down rather sheepishly.
Oh, I realized what I was doing wrong. It was merely a simple memory allocation issue. Something wrong with my arrays, I think.
She turned back towards the computer and works her magic with the keyboard. Afterward, she reluctantly starts the program again, with a lot less flourish than before. No computer fans blaring, the screen refrains from changing to an angry shade of red, and with the program finally compiled, we are left with the windows automatically closing themselves, and a long list of errors appear.
There we go! This is so much better. Thanks, Felix.
We didn't do anything. We were just here. Better? Didn't the thing not really work?
Oh, I was expecting a lot of errors. Don't worry. The fact that I went this far down my code makes me more than happy.
Well, she's just happy it wasn't as bad as before. I didn't really do anything, but you're welcome anyways. You really haven't changed at all, have you? You were like this back in middle school, too.
middle school. Oh my. It's really been quite a while, hasn't it? I remember you were just this short, quiet kid, just like me. You would set your crayons on the heater to watch them melt, and the teacher would get so mad.
I'm imagining that. I used to melt them with lighters and things like that.
Also, I remember the one time that some of my friends thought you were cute and were talking about making you their boyfriend.
Oh, really?
But when they confessed, you were so silly that you didn't even know what they were talking about.
He probably wasn't thinking of such stuff at the time.
Oh yeah, you also kinda just tried to make everyone your friend, even the mean kids who tried to bully you. I think they found you too awkward to even bully. Well, maybe they felt bad you were trying so hard, and...
I see her let out a small nervous laughter as she tugs at the collar of her shirt. Oh? What else do we got here? Frankly, I can hardly remember much of what she was talking about, but if what she was saying was true, then I sounded like a real pushover. Nia was the only one I really got along with at my old school. In fact, I would say she was basically my only friend back then. We would hang out during recess and lean under an old apple tree, talking about who we wanted to be when we grew up. Who, or do you mean what you wanted to be? I guess you could say who you wanted to be as a person, I guess. I distinctly remember her enthusiasm when it came to computers. She loved games, all sorts of electronics. She would break them down and try to explain how they worked, try to put them back together again. She sounds like an interesting one to talk to. I enjoy my games and electronics myself. For someone as young as she was back then, I was smart enough to know that she was pretty smart herself. And as those distant memories slowly came through to me, I could faintly remember wanting to be a superhero and help Nia make her gadgets to defeat the forces of evil. Or a mad scientist. We both wanted to be a mad scientist and argue who would be the assistant. If you were to ask me who I wanted to be when I grew up now, I'm not sure how I would answer. Yeah, those were the good days. Sometimes I miss the little school. I miss the things we would get up to as well. Nia's eyes light up and her cheeks curl into a small smile.
Yeah, I agree. I miss having someone to offload my ideas on. You were the perfect listener, and your suggestions always worked. Oh right, that reminds me. I haven't even told you what I'm developing here. This is something I'm pretty passionate about, and that I've been working on for a very long time. Here, let me restore my work to a previous working build.